Welcome to my very early being filmed September TBR. I'm excited! Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Madita, and I'm filming my September TBR because I'm so excited for September. It's not even funny anymore, especially because of the vibes of that month. Like, no one understands. The vibes of September are Dark Academia, mystery, and fantasy. So I'm super excited. And we have a 20 book TBR for this month. Let me just show you the books I'm planning to read and why I'm planning to read them this September. Number one is the Inheritance Games. Ignore that I have the British cover, I wanted the paperbacks. I also have the Hawthorne Legacy here, and we're reading these in September because the third book is coming out on the 30th of August. They are such a September vibe in my opinion. The series is about Avery, who for some reason inherits everything from this rich man that dies. And then she has to move into this mansion where there's a lot of mystery and codes, and she's trying to decipher what's happening so she can get the things that she inherited. And on that way, she meets 4 brothers. I don't know anything about them. I only know that Grayson exists and that he's apparently hot. I am just so confused on why she gets all this money, and I'm wondering if there's going to be a lot of hatred and maybe enemies to lovers, because obviously the entire family should hate her because she inherited all this money even though nobody knows who she is. Next is a mystery Dark Academia book, and it's called Guthikana, and it's by Runnix. I already started this book 2 weeks ago. I'm not that far in, and I stopped reading it because I thought maybe I should read this in September and continue reading this in September. This book is basically about this mysterious school where only a few selected people get invited to, and Corvina was selected as a student to go up there. She doesn't know why. She's very confused, but she kind of has these powers. She can kind of sometimes predict things happening. She's very close with birds. Ravens are basically her best friends. And then Bat is this mysterious professor that has a lot of secrets, and he's on a mission to find something. Someone told him a few years ago it's something that he needs to find out, and he needs to find something. And he has a study running at that uni, and she's kind of finding out what's happening at that school. I'm just very excited to see where this goes because there's a lot of mysterious things happening so far. Next, I have a few romance books I want to read that give me September vibes for no reason at all. One is Writers and Lovers. I don't know why, but when I see this book, I see Dead Poets Society. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's the cover, maybe it's the font of the title, but this just screams September and romanticizing studying to me. So this book is about Casey, who is at a point in her life where she's lost. I'm calling this a midlife crisis. All her friends are being married. Her book that she's been writing for 6 years has not been finished. She's at this point in her life where she's like, what the heck is happening? Why is everybody moving on and I'm still stuck here? But then she meets Silas, who's a very interested guy. She's interested in her. He's mysterious, he's handsome. But then 2 weeks later, she meets Oscar, who's older, brooding, troubled, and she's also kind of interested in him. So we definitely have a love triangle, as we can tell. That's Casey, that's probably Oscar, and that's Silas. I don't know who she will end up with. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited. Then I have Last Night by Mahalia McFarlane. 2 best friends, 1 mischance, and a night that changes everything. Oh! Mysterious! A night that changes everything. A first kiss, perhaps, between 2 best friends that maybe had feelings for each other and no one told each other that they had feelings for each other, so we have a lot of miscommunication. Yeah, I just covered the plot of the book. So this book is about Eve, Justin, Susie, and Ed, and they've been friends since they were 18, but Eve has always had a secret crush on Ed, and now they're 30, and she still hasn't done anything about it. There's this quiz going on at a pub at one night, and that one night changes everything because more secrets are revealed, maybe something about Ed, and I just would love to see where this goes. Obviously friendship, secret crush, unrequited love. Very excited, super cool, yes. Next, I want to read Weather Girl. I picked this because of the title, Weather. September, where I live in Germany, is usually very rainy. Very dark. So this book is about Ari and Russell. Do I like the name Russell? I do not like the name Russell. But Ari is a TV meteorologist. She's a meteorologist, but her boss and the boss's ex are fighting. They're getting a divorce, and it's kind of playing with her work, and she's kind of confused. So she and Russell, who is a shy sports reporter, decide to make up a plan to get their bosses back together so work can go back to normal. Over the course of that plan, Ari tells Russell a lot of things she never told any other person before, and they get closer, obviously. Romance develops. I have heard before that Ari suffers from depression. I suffer from depression, so I want to see how much I can relate to her as a character. I'm very excited to see. I hope I don't cry, but I feel like I will. I'm scared. Let's go. Next, I'm finally reading this book talk book, You've Reached Sam. I don't even know what this book's about. I just know that her boyfriend is dead and that she calls him, and then he picks up one day and she's very confused since he's dead. And that's basically the entire book. I just want to see what happens. Maybe they rekindle on their phone call. Maybe they exchange a few things before he leaves for good. Is he in the in-between? I don't know. I'm terrified, but I am excited. And then another romance book I'm planning to read is Counting Down With You. This is a random pick. This has nothing to do with September. I just wanted to pick this. So the main character, Karina, in this book is currently living alone. Her parents are gone for 4 weeks, aka 28 days. And during that time, she has to tutor the bad boy of the school, Ace. And he's super nice to her, okay? He also fake dates her. He takes it up a notch. He brings her coffee. He does everything. He even impressed her friends. She's like, oh my god, I am flustered, but I'm also waiting and counting down the days until my parents arrive, because what happens when my parents come back? Will this turn into something real? We do not know. And I'm excited to see where this goes. This sounds like a very cute, very easy read high school romance, and something I definitely want to read on a comforting, maybe sunny day. Next, I have a few Dark Academia books I want to read because obviously September is Dark Academia. First is The Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, which is a mystery murder Dark Academia Yale secret society book. Super excited. I don't think anybody understands. I want to have an entire week where I just read Dark Academia books because why not? I want to get into that vibe and mindset, and it just sounds so good. So this book is about Galaxy, who is the least liked person from the Yale freshman class. She is the sole survivor of an accident that nobody knows about. There's secrets surrounding it. We don't know what it is. And she is tasked to monitor the rich, powerful secret societies of Yale. Super cool, right? But then somebody's dead. She's like, what the heck? But nobody seems to care, and she's the only one who wants to find out what happened, so she decides to investigate on this dead person murder case. And she tampers with forbidden magic. So mystery detective, I'm excited, and I feel like this is definitely going to be a great read for us, like September evening when it's raining, maybe pouring, a little bit of lightning going on, a hot chocolate in my hand. And then to keep the Dark Academia themes going, I'm going to be reading The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Everybody has read this, except me. So this book is about a group of elite students at this college in England that are kind of outsiders, and they find this new way of living. All I know though is that a guy in here writes a diary in Latin, and I studied Latin, so I was like, this is so cool. Am I inspired by this? So they live this secret life and nobody lives that way. They have a completely different mindset, moral set, but then at one point they cross the boundaries and something changes, something happens, and everything around their life changes profoundly. Excited, confused, scared, love the vibe. Next is another Dark Academia book, If We Were Villains. Everybody and their mother has read this. I'm pretty sure that people are saying this is very similar to The Secret History. So this book is about Oliver Marks, who just spent 10 years in prison for a crime he may or may have not committed. And when he gets out of prison, he meets a detective of his case. Fast forward, he joins this acting school, and he notices that the people of the play don't get out of their roles when they're off stage. So the villain is always the villain in real life. The temptress on stage is the temptress in real life, but then the directors of the play switch up the roles and everybody changes. There's a lot of jealousy, people get new roles, and then one of the 7 friends is found dead. Mystery murder case, and they're trying to find out what the fuck happened. I'm excited to see what happened. I don't even know what's going on, but I'm intrigued. Another Dark Academia book I'm reading is Vitanosa, and Vitanosa means our life, it's Latin. So Vitanosa is about Sasha, who on vacation meets this mysterious person who gives her a task to do in exchange for a golden coin, and she proceeds to do it. And after a while, she gets enough coins to have a golden chain that is the entry way to a mysterious school that is so out of the ordinary. And when she gets access to the school, she's super confused. Nobody's able to learn what they learn at the school. Everybody forgets everything. You can't even read the books at the school. The knowledge is very confusing and makes absolutely no sense in real life. There's a lot of terror and coercion at the school, so no students leave, and she just wants to find out what the mystery behind the school is. Exciting, mysterious, intriguing. Let's go. And then the last Dark Academia book I'm reading is The Atlas 6. I know I'm behind. Don't tell me. So the Atlas 6 is about this Alexandrian society that is a very elite group of people that you can only get into through a competition. If you're in the Alexandrian society, you're rich, powerful, magical. And this is about one of these competitions, about 6 finalists. These 6 people are recruited by Atlas, who tells them they have 1 year to show that they are qualified to be a part of this society through their magic and everything else. 5 will be initiated, 1 will be eliminated. The 6 potential initiates will fight to survive the next year of their lives, and if they can prove themselves to be the best among their rivals, most of them will. Most of them. 5 out of the 6 survive. I'm very excited to see who doesn't make it. I want to especially see the magic in here. I already like Olivia Blake's writing because of the grim retellings I read and the fairy tale retellings, so let's see how this goes.
Oh no!
Next, I have a few fantasy books I'm planning to read this month. One is Criers War. I already started this a few weeks ago, and then I thought, let me read this in September. It's a fantasy duology. The main character of this book is Crier, who is a robot, and the other main character is Isla, who's a human servant who's trying to avenge her family by Crier because her family was killed by the commander who is Crier's father. Crier has always thought that her father is this really great, amazing guy, but then she finds out more and more secrets about him and overall more about this world. And both of them get together, get really close, a human and a robot, which is very confusing in this world, and it starts a revolution. I still am very intrigued by the entire magic behind these robot hearts. So I would love to see where this goes. Another fantasy book I'm planning to read is Lightlark by Alex Astor. I actually got an arc of this. This book is about the island of Lightlark that appears every 100 years. And on this island, there's a competition between the 6 rulers and one of them will win. Each ruler has a secret and something to hide. So I'm very excited to see what these secrets are and just overall see what the romance is in here. I heard it's enemies to lovers and I'm very excited. The next fantasy book I'm planning to read is Kingdom of the Wicked. Amelia and her twin sister Victoria are, I'm trying to pronounce this correctly, are Streg witches. Amelia one day finds the body of her twin sister. She wants to have vengeance on the people that killed her sister, and she is just full of anger. Then Amelia meets Wrath, who's one of the princes of the 7 kingdoms in this world, and he tells her that he's on her side. Is he though on her side? We don't know. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. Then another fantasy book I'm very excited to read is Wings of Ebony. This book is about Rue and her family. Rue lives in Houston with her mother and her family, and her family is the most important thing in her life. One day, her mother gets murdered, and her dad kidnaps her to this island where only gods live because her dad is actually a god. Dun dun dun, she's half god. But in Gizone, people like Rue are illegal. They're not supposed to be here, so she's kept there in secret, but then she breaks the most important law of that world, and that is she returns to her home place in Houston, where she sees that Black kids around her age are exposed and forced into violence. So she is torn between these two worlds, and she's trying to save the people she cares about in Houston. At the same time, Rue struggles to embrace her real identity because she obviously is a half god. The cover is very intriguing. I really like this. Look at her face paint and just the gold details. And the last fantasy book I'm planning to read is Gideon the Ninth. And I'm sorry, this cover is so cool. I don't care what anybody says. I saw a TikTok about this book, and apparently the dialogue in this book is super hilarious. They constantly are nagging each other, making fun of each other. Gideon the Ninth is about Gideon and Harrow. So Gideon is part of the 9th house. She's a servant. She doesn't like this life anymore. She hates that she has to listen to everybody. So she takes her sword and her magazines and leaves. At the same time, the emperor is in need of new necromancers. So the heirs are invited to the emperor for a competition to see who will win and be the one. And one of those people is Harrow, who's the heir of the 9th house. But Harrow can't win without this sword because she needs her swordsman. Dun dun dun, her swordsman is Gideon. But Gideon is running away. So she obviously needs to track down Gideon again to get her sword back so she can win this competition. Very excited for this little hunting, skeleton, undead people type fantasy series. And then the last 2 books I have are classics, and people are gonna be like, Madita, why are you planning to read classics? Psh, it's September, it's the vibe, okay? One is The Picture of Dorian Gray. Picture of Dorian Gray is about a guy who's very in love with his own self, and he exchanges his soul for youth, and then he's influenced by his friend Henry to this corrupt double life with lots of women involved, and he like indulges in his desires in the secret life while still remaining to be a gentleman in this very rich and polite society. And then this is a new classic I just thrifted, and it's called The Professor by Charlotte Bronte. And it's about this professor in Brussels who falls in love with an Anglo-Swiss girl. Exciting, confusing. I'm betting this is the Swiss girl and that's the professor, but it's only 200 pages. Very excited. And that's also the last book I'm planning to read in September. Those are the 20 books I'm planning to read this September. I know it's a bit different than the books I would usually read, but I think it's just the vibe of September. We all know how it is. Different month, different vibes. If you have read any of these books, please tell me what you think about them. I always love to hear your opinions about these books. If you enjoyed this video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my content, you can subscribe. Thank you again for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, evening, nighttime, morning, whatever times you're in. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Read a book. Make your own TBR. Make your September TBR. Thank you again for watching this video. Have a great day. Happy reading and see you next time. Bye!